Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I've got a special bait and a special setup to help you in weedy areas, pull bass out of locations where you've maybe probed around with your other confidence baits and now you're having trouble getting bit, or you're using a standard Neko rig, for instance, and you're getting hung up because you're in and around more thick weeds. So let's talk a little bit about that one. The bait and the technique I want to talk about today is one that's going to get you some fish in areas where you might be throwing your confidence baits into weedy areas. You're pitching and flipping. You might be throwing a jig. You're throwing your favorite Texas rig lure, your Texas rig plastic, and you're not getting bit anymore. You've caught those first couple of fish and things have slowed down. Or you're fishing in an area where it's pressured and other people are fishing in and around you, and you know they're using Texas rig plastics and they're using jigs and they're using other standard pitching and flipping techniques. This one here is a kind of a throwback, but it's the Lake Fork 4-inch ring fry. I'll pull it out here. It's a garlicky bugger. This one's in a red bug color. I've also got one in a green pumpkin, and I carry it in a couple different colors. But this ring fry has a really unique setup. It's got ribs on it, and it's got kind of a thick ends, so it hooks up real well. So what I do with this bait here is I'll use a 3/0 EWG hook, and I will take my 4-inch ring fry, and I will go in one end of it, and I will just simply Texas rig it, just like you would to any other bait. I'm using, I'm using like a 30-pound braid, and I'm going to use 12 to 17 pound fluorocarbon leader. But then I Texas rig this thing, and I'll bring my hook in, measure my distance, and I'll bring it up and Texpose it, right? And then I'll tuck it into those ribs even here when I Texpose it to get the tip in and under one of those ribs, so that thing is really weedless. You know, it's hiding under the ribs, but not exactly into the worm. So it's a really nice, quick strike way to Texpose this 4-inch ringworm. And then what I do is I go into the other end of it, again with a couple of different size reaction tackle nail weight hooks. So I'll take one of my nail weights. In this case, I'll take a 1/8 ounce tungsten nail weight, and I'm going into this thing on the opposite end of my Texas rig. So now I've got kind of a super Texas rig, Neko rig, if you will, and I'm where I can't use a Neko rig in any other way because it's got an open hook, and it's very difficult to pull that through the weeds without getting hung up on everything. So I'll use this 4-inch ring fry, Texas rigged on the top with the nail weight on the bottom, and I'm just taking this thing and pitching it in, and this thing will go right down into the weeds, and it will stand right up on the bottom. And you can control it with your rod tip, and you can move it subtly and pull it around, and just let it kind of subtly dance around there on the bottom. Pull it straight up, pitch it into the next spot. And I'm telling you, you're going to get bit with this thing. If you're in a weed line or a weed spot where you're catching fish with other confidence baits and you run out of bites, this is something I would pick up and throw in. In fact, this is so good that I would start with this in areas where I know other people are throwing jigs and Texas rig baits. So it's a great one. So I've got it in the red bug color. I've also got it here in a green pumpkin color, and there's a bunch of it comes in a bunch of colors. Heavily garlic scented, very durable plastic, and like I said, when this thing hits the bottom, it just stands right up. That weight down situation, with pitching it in and kind of on a semi-tight line, and then letting that thing just set there, jiggle around, deadly. So if you're in a spot, again, where other people are throwing, non-finesse type lures, here's a chance to use a pitching type plastic with a 3/0 Texas rig hook, Texposed, in a more finesse presentation. And this ring fries and fry type baits have been getting bit since day one in bass fishing. This is another, the bait itself is also good to pull around on a Carolina rig, but I like it this way the best. It's a Texas rig sniper bait when your confidence baits run out or you're in a pressured situation. This will get you bit. This color is good, you know, in a lot of lakes. Green pumpkin is good in a lot of lakes, and it comes in some other colors that work as well. So hope that little secret tip helps you with the Lake Fork 4-inch ring fry in kind of a modified Nico setup to get you bites when other baits won't. So there you go, 4-inch ring fry, 30-pound main line, 12 to 17-pound fluoro depending on how heavy the cover is, 3/0 Gamakatsu EWG hook, Texas rig it, Texpose it in the ribs, reaction tackle tungsten nail weight in the bottom. Pitch this into areas where you're getting bit on normal baits and the bites run out, or you're in an area with other folks, highly pressured area, when you know you got to be flipping, you know they're relating to the weed edge or in the heavier weeds, and you need something more subtle to go in after them. High pressure days, high pressure times, this is a deadly bait. It's going to get you a bag. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time on the water.